Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick. Hey, you lovely specimens. This is take 2 of the Van Halen 1984 virtual vinyl stream. This is virtual vinyl number 3.
Of course, this is 3.5 if you take yesterday's extravaganza for a ride. Had a power outage. Can you fathom? The power went out right after the first side of this album was played. It was uncanny timing. Really annoyed me. And I'll tell you what, I'm glad none of you got to see the frustration and anger that got from me. I was super pissed at that. Super pissed. It's like I don't get time to myself. I work a lot. And then I finally get a little pocket of a window of a chance. And I'm like, gonna stream. Then the power goes out. I was like, what? Couldn't heat up food. Couldn't do anything. I cleaned my room, of all things. Maybe that's a bit of a blessing. But not to repeat ourselves too much, yesterday we talked about how I picked up this album in a thrift store, a Cash Converters, and it turns out this is not the sleeve of the album, but the record inside is the sixth album from Van Halen. It's called 1984. It came out in 1984. And what we're going to do here on the stream is play it in its entirety and drink beer and enjoy the music. Now, I guess this is a little like a dry run was yesterday. Hey, Daleski, sorry, man, I didn't even say good day. Start with side 2, then repeat side 1. No, fuck no. We're doing it again, man. This is as if this stream didn't even happen. We're going all over again. We heard the frustration a bit. Did you hear me on that stream? Nah, the power went out. It's kind of funny when the power goes out, because I'm running a laptop here, everything around turns off, but yet OBS and everything is still on. It's like, oh, what happened? And then it's like, oh no, that's because it's running the power from the laptop, but everything else, including the internet's gone. And I know last time this happened, we talked about getting a UPS, an uninterrupted power supply. And since then, I did nothing about that. They're too expensive. I could hear you all the way over here with a voice shifter, shapeshifter. So, yeah. And also, I put up a little screenshot of my YouTube after we finished this stream. It took about 8 hours for the YouTube algorithm to pick it up, but I got copyrighted, blocked in all territories for every song on side 1 of this album. So what that tells me is this stream is going to get muted off YouTube. I will keep it on YouTube as long as it lasts, but it'll eventually, when the algorithm and the automated matching system kicks in, it'll find all these songs and it'll just block that stream in all territories. So then what I'll do is I'll grab the VOD off of Kick and I'll upload it to YouTube and I'll just mute all the music. If they're going to sting it and say you can't play the music, then I'll just put it up with no music so people can watch it, and at that point they can press play on their own record player and play the songs. It just seems stupid, eh? Like all this messing around. Instead, what they should do, instead of blocking in all territories, they should say you can play this but you can't monetize it. That's what most record labels do, but this is Warner, the biggest record company in the world arguably, and they're like, no dude, you can't play that. We don't care that you bought it. In fact, someone bought this originally and I bought it again, so they've got it. Well, they didn't. The fact is this has been paid for, not by me initially, but me secondarily or thirdly or fourthly or fifth, whatever it is. So they've already got their money. So why can't we play it? But either way, I'm going to do it, and all it will do is just, when I re-upload it, it'll just be mute at that point. So there's that. And by the way, yesterday we had a whole bunch of crew in here. We had 24 people and now we've got 8. That sucks, but that's just the way it is. What am I doing? I'm going to put this down. I want to go and get beer. So if you are watching and you're not on kick.com, man, I really need a haircut. If you're not on kick.com, come on over to kick.com/givesaminute. That's where you'll find this stream if you want to chat with us. Currently, it's just Dale. Hey, Comtech's here too. Comtech, g'day, Gibbs. How you doing, man? How you doing, Comtech? Good to see you, buddy. Oh, putting this back in. And then what we'll do is we'll give the turntable a clean. I guess I can do that now. We'll give this a good clean. It should be good because we did use it yesterday and it should still be fine, but I'll just give it a little blow off the needle, I guess. I don't need to clean all this or that, but I will anyway. Just mainly just the needle, right? And I've already done the record, and I've kept it closed, so it should be good. As Hendrik pointed out yesterday, it's kind of cool that the chat comes up. The chat will come up in the record, won't it? I don't know how we did it. I don't know how it happened yesterday, but I can't put that down while I'm streaming. Well, I can, I guess. But you want to see the record spinning around, right? Either way. Comtech, great songs, wrong jacket, or vice versa. Yeah, so I've got the album 1984, but the jacket is their debut album, Van Halen. But the album inside and the jacket inside is also incorrect. And the only thing that is correct is the piece of vinyl itself. It is 1984. Van Halen number 1 is rad as well. Well, I've only managed to find this in a op shop. We call it an op shop in Australia. Cashies is the brand, cash converters. I'm going to go and get beer and come back, and then we're going to get straight into it. Does that sound like a deal? I'll give you a few minutes to get your own beverages and do whatever the wahoos you need, and then we'll get straight into side 1 skins. Actually, Benon, you might like number 1 better. Oh, hello. Well, all right. I don't have it, though. Therein lies the dilemma. Also, I haven't got beer. I'll be getting beer. I'll be right back. Am I still here? What? Get out of here. Get beer. All right, homebrew beer. And like I mentioned yesterday, I've got a lovely bottle opener right on my drawer here. Check this out. Perfect, huh? Homie for the win. Homebrew. It doesn't get any better than this. And this is a good one too. This is a great one, actually. Number 1 is probably in jacket number 7, right? That's pretty funny. All right, shall we get right into it? I must say, this has inspired me to do another guest DJ stream soon. Oh, wow. Is it a stout, Gibbs? Not a stout, but it's a dark ale. A dark ale, and it is really smooth. It's actually a little watery. And yeah. I thought that last time. It's a little watery, a little... It doesn't feel really meaty to me. It just feels like a light beer, but I know it's not. But yeah, I wish it was a bit thicker. All right, folks, let's put the needle on the record and crank it up, eh? Van Halen, 1984. The album came out the same year. Unsurprisingly, this is side 1 skins. I'll give this a good clean. Explain the flavor profile. It is malty. It is bitter. It is watery malty bitterness is how I'd describe it. A light dark beer. Yeah, context got it. A light dark beer. That's exactly what it is. So here we go. Record on table. Oh, that's how the chat comes up. Yeah, it comes up like that. The chat is visible inside the record. So, as per usual, I'm going to kill my microphone here when we hit start. Oh, I can't see which button is start, though. I need these glasses on. Oh, yeah, that one. Okay, cool. There's 2 buttons on the bottom here. One stop and one start. So this is the one we need to hit. So, microphone off, but I will be in chat with you. So, from henceforth, where's my chit-chat? While we're playing the record, I'll be in the chat with you guys. Here I am just to prove that I am in the chat. Here I am. There I am. So let's make a start here, folks. Van Halen, 1984. Crank it. Cheers, Azizes. Virtual Vinyl number 3 skins. Ah, shit, yeah. Damn, dudes. Wow. Very, very cool. Is that going to eject itself? Yes, it does. Beautiful. God bless that record player. That's side one, folks, of the album 1984 from Van Halen. And I am enjoying it. I hope you are. I hope you're really enjoying it. These virtual vinyl streams are a new thing that I want to do more of with all kinds of music. I found this album in an op shop, so I grabbed it. It was a part of a package of about 6 other albums for $30. 30 I paid. And I got some Prince. I got some... Fuck, what did I get? I got that Australian album by the Models. Some Bowie. What else did I get? It's so long ago, I can't remember. John Lennon? All the shit, right? All the shit that you'd imagine I got for $30. So, we're going to play the other side, but we're going to talk a little. I want to be transformative as much as possible. I want to tell you about where this album placed in the charts globally. Here in Australia, it peaked at number 11. In Canada, it got to number 1. This is back in the year 1984, unsurprisingly. In the only country that it reached number 1 was Canada. In the States, it only got to number 2. Australia, number 11. In the Dutch, in the Netherlands, it got to number 8. In Finland, number 3. In France, number 5. In Germany, 11. In Japan, 4. In New Zealand, it only got as high as 15. That's Kiwi for 15. Norway, it got to 12. Sweden, it got to 4. Switzerland, it got to 7. And in the UK, it only got to 15. So not quite the chart banger that, you know, it probably deserved. I will say this too. The total length of this album, we've only heard side A so far, but the total length doesn't give us a total here. It's quite short, right? Like, I mean, is that the nature of vinyl back in the day? Like, you can't fit a great deal of songs. That felt like an EP, right? 5 songs. Nah, USA didn't peak at number 2. USA only peaked out at number 2. You're right. So, before we go any deeper, aka side 2, I'm going to read the chat. Julian had to split. No worries. Haven't heard the Models in years. To see Barbados. Fuck you. Okay, thank you. While you're abusing me, I'll pour some more beer. Yeah, just a reminder, I am on YouTube, but this stream, because we did it yesterday, we already know that this stream's going to get blocked worldwide. So if you're watching on YouTube, fine, but it will get taken down after we finish. And what I'll do is I'll re-upload the VOD, but I'll mute the music so that at least we can have this conversation about the record. Because I think the thing that makes this enjoyable is the conversation as well as the music. It's how I look at it anyway. So if we can I want to keep this on YouTube, but I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm going to re-upload it with the music muted, or I'll put the sounds of crickets over it or something. Do something crazy. Monty Python did a 3-sided album. Can't do that in digital. That's funny. A 3-sided album. So what? The 4th side was just blank? That's pretty funny. So let me have a look at side 2 here, folks. Well, I could take it off the turntable, or I could just look on Wikipedia, because side 2 features 1 song less than side 5. What? Side 1. It's only got 4 songs. Hot for Teacher, track 6. I'll Wait, track 7, Girl Gone Bad, track 8, and track 9, the closer of the album, is House of Pain. Then there's a little conversation here I want to read to you. It says, tracks recorded for the album that remain unreleased or were renamed According to Warner Brothers, a memo found in August 24. So in 1983, they found a memo, and there were other songs that were down for this record. There's one called Baritone Side. There's one called Lie to You. One called Ripley, Anytime, Any Place, Forget It, 5150, 5150 Special, Anything to Make It Right. And so there's all these other songs that didn't quite make the album, which is not surprising because a lot of the times, I guess the record company is picking the songs that'll make the most radio play. Back up in the chit chat, every coin has three sides. People forget the edge. The guy from U2, it's hard to forget him. Comptech, one side has two tracks next to each other. When you drop the needle, you get a 50-50 chance of playing the other. Oh, wow, that's cool. 5150 is police code for a crazy person. Is that right? 5150, I did not know that. A little poco loco. What I did, speaking of these unusual record releases, the Flaming Lips put out an album that was a vinyl... No, it was a CD, and you had to buy 4 of them, and each one of them was different, and each one of them would be useless without the other 3. And not only that, but you've got to have 4 different CD players to play them in, and you put them in the thing, and you press play, but then you hit backward track, like track back, not reverse. You know, you got advance and forward and backward. You press play, you press backward, and on all 4 of the CD players, you press those buttons at the same time, and then each of the CDs plays and gives you the actual music. So like, this is breaking it down. This is not what it was, but let's just say CD 1 has the bass track and the vocal, and CD 2 has the drum track. It's not what it was, but I'm just using an illustration of that's kind of what they did. And so if you only had one, it would just sound shit, right? You have to have all 4 of them. Quite a good marketing ploy. I like the Flaming Lips. They play good covers. Well, they did that Pink Floyd cover, yeah, that we listened to a while ago. But they were notorious for being madmen, right? Like completely weird, like strange. Before they became a household name, I'm talking like the albums like Hit to Death and The Future Head. I guess they got famous with Clouds Taste Metallic, which included She Don't Like Jelly. That was sort of where they went a little mainstream. Why are we talking about the Flaming Lips? We should be talking about Van Halen of Halen. Van Halen from Halen. The family Halen. It sounds so Rollins. That dude is uber intelligent. Now you're talking about Henry Rollins? What you're just describing. Oh, really? I didn't know he was into all that sort of stuff. Henry Rollins is famous for saying, I think it was in 1983 or 84, he was doing stand-up comedy or a stand-up routine, and he said, all you fuckers out there at home listening to Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians, you should be out there listening to Ween. He promoted Ween way back in the day, and he was sledging Edie Brickell and the New Bohemians. That's funny. All right, folks, we could waffle on, or we could listen to side 2 skins. Let's do side 2. I'm going to change the record over. This is difficult to do because I've got cameras and shit everywhere. But I'm doing the best I can to give you the most autological experience. Side 2 begins with Hot for Teacher. Here comes the play button. Froth your beverages, enjoy yourselves, and let's enjoy Van Halen side 2 of 1984 skins. Ah, shit, yeah. Cheers, is all. Get it into you. Get it up ya. There you go, folks. Van Halen 1984, side 2 coming to a conclusion. Wow, I'm just reading here about promotion for this album. Says here, where was it? To promote the album, the band ran a contest on MTV. The contest was called Lost Weekend with Van Halen. Fans mailed over 1 million postcards to MTV in hopes of winning the contest. Doesn't quite mention what the contest entailed, but in the promo for MTV, David Lee Roth said, "You won't know where you are, you won't know what's going to happen, and when you come back, you're not going to have any memory of it." Sounds like many of my memories of weekends back in those years. Kurt Jeffries won the contest and was flown to Detroit to join the band. Jeffries was allowed to bring along his best friend. He was given a Lost Weekend t-shirt and a hat. He was also brought on stage and had a large sheet cake smashed in his face, which was followed by a dozen people pouring champagne on him. Shit, yeah? Sounds like a fun time. Lost Weekend with Van Halen. Yeah. Well, there you go, folks. That is the release called 1984 from Van Halen. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Of course, I would hold up the album sleeve now to promote it, but this is not it. But this is what it was in when I bought it at a local pawn store called Cashies. So that's how I'm going to remember this. The wrong artwork, the wrong sleeve, but the right album. Good tunes. Hot for Teacher. Who starts a song with a drum fill like that? Of Halen do. Of Halen did. Let me put this record back in here before I scratch it anymore. It's pretty scratched, I gotta say. Virtual vinyls, folks. If you enjoy this concept, swing by from time to time. In fact, I had this crazy idea of you guys sending me vinyl to play, but realistically, who's going to do that? Probably nobody. So instead, I'll just keep scouring the archives of my local thrift stores and get what I can. I've got a bunch of new vinyl we're going to get to at some point, and the next time we do a virtual vinyl, I really want to do the Josh Freese album that Dre from Tracer bought me. It's called Just a Minute, and it includes about 25 songs that are all 1 minute long. Dre thought that'd be funny because of Gives a Minute, so he sent me this vinyl. Before I started buying vinyl, that record plus the 2 Tracer albums that I have was the only vinyl I owned. So Dre sent me a record. He knew that I didn't have a record player, but he still sent it to me as a gift. So I want to do that one time. By the way, Josh Freese is, for those that don't know, he is the new drummer, or at least the touring drummer with the Foo Fighters. I don't know if he's a full-fledged member of the band, but he's definitely a touring drummer since Taylor Hawkins popped himself. So Josh Freese, Just a Minute, Volume 1. We're going to do that next time. 25 1-minute songs, something like that. Yeah, like I can't remember how many songs it was, but the album is called Just a Minute. And I don't know anything about Josh Freese except for now, because Dre bought that for me a couple of years ago. Haven't listened to it because I didn't own a record player. Now I have one. We can do it on the stream. But then the news of, he's the guy who's doing the drums for the Foo Fighters. Yeah. Just in a minute. Just in a minute. I like it. Hey, thanks for all your conversation here tonight on the stream. Appreciate you all being here. Just another reminder, if you are watching this on YouTube and you're wondering where the music went, well, you know what it's like on YouTube, especially with Warner Brothers. They took all the music and they kept it, so I had to mute it. So if you're watching this thinking, did you just play a record and mute everything? Yeah, but we listened to it in real time. I will take this stream down and re-upload it as a VOD, and there will be just the conversation based around the music. I think it's important to document and to preserve and to keep the music alive, but if you're going to get stung with copyright dings, bar bing bong bang, we'll do what we can. I'm out of here. Nice to see you all. Thanks for the love and the follows and the emotes. We got to get a Dalek emote. We got to get some of those going, I think. Exterminate, all that kind of crap. I'll work on that. There are new ones in the shop though. I'll speak to you soon though. No time to do it now. Hendrik, I put the red dwarf one in there. Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast. I found it. Get out of here.
Kicking it with Gives a Minute on Kick.